Hello, welcome back to Sports Talk Radio. I'm Leah, the host, with William and Eli. And today we're going to be talking about the Phillies. And how do you guys feel about how the Phillies have been doing this year?
I think they started off to a rough start, but they've been getting back on track. I think they can keep that going.
It's going to be tough week, starting with the Braves, and we're going to then the Mets, which is always tough against division opponents, especially the top teams in your division. And if we're talking about the division, I think the Marlins will cool off. They've had the easiest schedule, I think they'll cool off.
And how do you guys feel about with Rhys Hoskins, about how now that he has the ACL tear and he most likely will not be coming back to Philadelphia next year?
Only way he could come back this year is if we make it to the World Series, which will most likely not happen. And it's disappointing to see him go like that on a contract year.
Well, yes, but I think Cody Clemens has almost been as good as him. I think Cody Clemens has been good this year, and I haven't noticed a tremendous amount of a difference from last year. Last year we started off cold as well and then got hot, and I think Cody Clemens has been fine. I think we've been fine without Rhys. I like Rhys, but I think it's after this year it is going to be time for him to go.
And speaking of Cody Clemens, do you think that he will be able to step up and fill the shoes of Rhys Hoskins next year, or over?
I don't think he will. I think we should trade for a first baseman, but I'm not completely sure what we will do.
Well, yeah, obviously C.J. Cron could be an option. He's hurt right now, but he could be an option to pick up from trade from the Rockies. Who knows, maybe Cody Clemens would be a part of that trade. But Cody Clemens is a fine lefty bat, and I think he's doing fine filling in for Rhys Hoskins. And next year, if we don't trade for anyone, we just keep Cody Clemens, I think we'll be fine just signing a different first baseman. And C.J. Cron is a first baseman that's a free agent. So, yeah.
And remember, if anyone callers, it's 1-800 Sports Radio. Oh, and it looks like we have a caller.
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call. I'm talking about Phillies making a move for a first baseman. Well, the Cleveland Guardians are out of it this year. They're going to be looking to sell. You think they would trade Josh Bell? He's on a short-term contract. I think the Phillies would do a trade like that if Cleveland was able to eat some money. What do you think?
I would love having Josh Bell, as he is a very good power-hitting first baseman, although we could use some better fielding sometimes, so maybe not Josh Bell since he's not very good at
Josh Bell is a switch hitter first base. He's got some good power. But I think the Guardians could potentially bounce back. And another guy from the Guardians, which it's not very likely, but we also need another starter. So Shane Bieber could be on the move if the Guardians continue to struggle. But another starting pitcher, we could either obviously call up Andrew Painter, or we could trade for a guy like Marcus Stroman or someone like that. Just a pitcher on the expiring contract to be the fifth guy in the rotation. Not necessarily number 5, but another guy in the rotation.
Yeah, speaking of Josh Bell, he's a good player. He's a good first baseman, except for fielding wise. He's a good power hitter, and you could keep Cody Clemens if you don't trade him away, and put him at DH maybe. But then.
And also, once Harper's a little more healthy, they might try him at first base, which would be very helpful.
Well, Harper at first base doesn't seem like very smart at all, to be honest.
Well, I know this. He's not very good at first base, but Kyle Schwarber can play first base. Once, Harper, first base would be, if he gets back to the position in the field this year, first base would be the most likely option for Harper in the field this year. So that's, I don't think we're going to see Harper back in the field this year, but I think we could definitely see him at first base, or we're going to trade for someone like C.J. Cron.
And that's it, folks. Thank you for listening in.